Here is the finished product of the Schedule 40 Lab 3 Pipe Square project. To build this project, we'll need to use the power threader to cut our pieces to desirable sizes. We will then also need to use the reaming tool and the threader to get our pieces ready to put in the project. In this project, we used 1/2-inch MPS iron pipe. This tool right here is for reaming the pipe. This right here is the threader. We use this to get the threading on the pipe. And then lastly, we have the tubing cutter, which we use to cut the pipe to the size we want. And over here, we have the tool that we can use to keep the pipe in place. To put the pieces together, we're using 2 straight pipe wrenches. One is shown here. In this video, I'm using 2 pipe wrenches to put together a piece of pipe and a 90-degree elbow. In this project, I've learned how to use pipe wrenches, the power threading unit, cutting oil, and how to apply B149 Section 6. I also have a good understanding of piping and tubing systems and how they're assembled. After we have finished cutting, reaming, and threading our pipe, we could then begin to assemble our pipe square. We have to make sure we apply pipe dope on each piece of pipe to make sure that there's no leaks and the pipe stays together. In this project, we used unions, 90-degree elbows, and T's. Here is the pipe dope we used to put them together. After we've assembled our Schedule 40 pipe square, we have to put in our copper tubing. Here I am using the tubing cutter to cut a piece of copper tube off to use for my project. During this project, I learned how to better use the tubing cutter, pipe reaming tool, and the flare tool for the copper tubing. To use the tubing cutter, you slowly move the cutter around the tube while slowly making it tighter. We then use the reamer to ream the copper because all tubing must be reamed. And the flaring tool to flare a piece of copper. Although this project was great for helping me to expand my skills and learn more about piping and tubing systems, I think that something could be done to improve this project. I think that there should be a more thorough demonstration of how to use the pipe wrenches. I found myself struggling to use the pipe wrenches even after the demonstrations. After we flare our piece of copper, we're going to be taking it and then we're going to be using the brass fittings to connect it to the rest of our Schedule 40 pipe square. We can bend the copper the way we want it using this tubing bender. Here is the brass fitting we're going to be using to connect our copper tubing to our Schedule 40 pipe square. When you're finished your Schedule 40 pipe square, it should look like this. After you've completed your Schedule 40 pipe square, you're going to be putting it through a leak test to make sure there are no leaks. If there are no leaks, you've successfully completed your Schedule 40 pipe square, and you've learned lots along the way.